Welcome back to another video, my gods and goddesses. Stress is a natural process of life. We all experience stress in some type of way, whether it's good, whether it's bad, but the way that we handle stress is important. So we're not continuously in this fight or flight mode, but we actually have time to relax and actually be able to hear and, be in control of our thoughts. With that being said, in this video, we're going to be giving you 10 ways for you to handle stress. If you are new here, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when I post a video. Stress is a natural part of life, and we all experience stress in some way or the other. This could be whether you experience stress through road rage, whether things that happen to you personally, or sometimes it can be the stress of other people that we take on and it starts to stress us out. Like, for example, I know that I used to have really bad road rage. Now I'm a little bit like a kind of a passive aggressive road rager, but especially in Miami, like, people can't drive here. Like, it's ridiculous how people drive here. So at times I find myself a little bit like flustered on the road or a little stressed. Or even in my personal life, I find that I can get stressed out sometimes. And at times I don't even know that I am stressed out until, like, my body starts to feel it, like, a little bit after. And I'm like, I might be stressed, and then I think about it and like, yeah, I've been feeling stressed for a little while, So I personally been dealing with some stress in my life, just with the transitioning and things like that, and I thought that I'd make this video to give you some tips and tricks on how to handle stress and the tips that I've been using for handling stress during this time. I know Mercury is in retrograde or was in retrograde, and all of those emotions and things would come up, and you would feel like you're starting to do something but you can't really complete it or get it done. Like, you want to do something but you can't, or like even some people just don't have the motivation or have the energy to do something during this time. So I totally understand, and I know that it has been frustrating and very stressful. So here is 10 tips on how to manage stress. If you are new here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified every time I post a video. Also, follow me on social media. Follow my business page at the God Body Shop. I'm going to add the links for the teas to the bottom of these videos moving forward as soon as I figure out exactly how to do it. But for now, you can shop the Change Your Mind, Change Your Life shirts on godbody.com. And then you can also check us out on Instagram at the God Body Shop. And you can check out my personal page. The link will be in the description, but it is at GawdessInergy. Please don't forget that we are having our retreat in November. I want this retreat to be I don't know. For now, I don't know if it's just going to be for our ladies for the first one, or if we want to include men, or if we're going to have a separate one for men and then have a co-ed one eventually. I'm not really sure, but I definitely want to include my men in like this retreat and this healing process. And Let me know, guys, if you guys are interested. I know all the ladies are writing they're looking forward to it, but I don't really hear much from my fellas, and I know you're here. So my gods, please just comment down below and let me know if this is something that you would be interested in, because as much as I love my divine feminine and I want to encourage, that being more in alignment with that feminine energy, I do want to take care of my gods and make sure that we are healing on the divine masculine level as well. So let me know if you guys will be interested in that. But let's get right into the video. If you're new here, I am Indigo with the Indigo Effect. I am a full-time RN registered nurse, and I am a transformational life coach and meditation coach as well. I've helped many people with their meditation journey. I've helped many people with their spiritual journey here on this channel through meditation and other techniques. The first tip I have for you to manage stress is to breathe. This, you always hear this, like, take a breather, take a breather. If you're angry and you're about to mess something up, you hear people saying, come on, just breathe, just breathe. And this helps to bring oxygen to your blood, to help you to think straight, to help you to calm down. By slowing your breath, you are able to bring that stress level down, that fight or flight syndrome, help to relax you a little bit. So taking that deep breath is a great way to reduce stress. The next tip I have for you is to eat a well-balanced meal. Eating well-balanced meals are going to have a direct reflect on your energy level and how you react to certain things. So say, for example, you're eating fried food all the time, food that's making you feel super tired and sluggish. If something comes up and you're triggered, you're gonna more likely be stressed out and have an angry response, versus if you're eating that balanced meal, you're getting in your fruits, your vegetables, your lean protein, and you have a clear head, you have this energy, you're not going to be so quick to respond in a way that brings in more stress. The next tip I have for you, and this is one I literally do this. If I'm stressed out, or good or bad stress, because sometimes it can be like an overexcitement, and this kind of stress is different. So if I'm stressed out and I need to just have a moment away from somebody or things, and sometimes if a lot of things are on my mind, meditation at that moment is kind of hard for me, because it's kind of like my mind is constantly going and it's hard to get to a place where my mind can be quiet. So for me, the next thing I do is exercise. So exercise is the next great tip to help to reduce stress, because you're getting that energy moving in your body. You're moving those feelings, those emotions. You're able to exert it out with weightlifting and running on a treadmill or doing something physical. That way you can redirect your energy and your stress that you may be feeling into something that's productive. The next thing I recommend to help to reduce stress is to get a massage or take a nice hot bath, a nice bubble bath where you can have some time alone. These things are great stress relievers, because also the aromatherapy from like getting a massage with the aromatherapy with the massage, or if you put different essential oils in your bath, that is gonna further help you to relax. And everybody knows a nice bath after a long day feels amazing. The next tip I have for you on how to deal with stress is to take your time. Do one thing at a time. Take on one task at a time, because when we try to take on 10 100 tasks at once and our minds are going and it's just so much on our plate and we don't feel like, we may feel overwhelmed by having all these things, and I know for me personally, I may feel like I'm not able to complete one thing or give it my all. So take on one task at a time, and as much as you may feel like this is kind of like impossible, when you focus on one task at a time, you're able to get it done faster because you're focusing on that one thing, and you're able to do it more proficiently because you're focusing on that one thing, and you're able to move on to a next task faster because you're able to just focus on one thing, get that out of the way instead of it being prolonged. Like, okay, I'm going to do a little bit of time of this, a little bit of time of that, a little bit of time of this. And then at the end of the day, you realize you're not finishing anything. There's nothing being completed but a whole bunch of tasks being started. So take on a little at a time. And this is why with my New Year meditation that we did on live, I mentioned to focus on each quarter of the year. There's 4 quarters in the year. If we take on 2-3 tasks in each quarter, we're accomplishing so much more than putting everything on our table at once and then not having time to focus on it or actually get it done. So that is a great tip to help to reduce stress. The next tip that I have to mention, and you guys know that I was going to mention this, it is to meditate or yoga or tai chi, whatever it is that you do to quiet your mind and to relax in however you get this done. This is essential to help to reduce stress. And like I mentioned before, I know it's super hard when you're super stressed out and you're trying to like meditate and your mind is constantly going. But as you know, this is a practice. And the more you do it, is the better you get at it, or the more quiet you can quiet your mind, the more time you have spent where you're just like relaxed. You can meditate for 15 minutes, and 10 minutes out of those 15 minutes, you may have a whole bunch of mind chatter. And in that last 5 minutes, and these last 5 minutes are the minutes that really count, like that's really transformational, right? Those last 5 minutes when you can actually quiet your mind before you actually get out of the meditation is that time where you're actually reducing that stress. That time before when we actually try to transition into that actual state of quietness, it becomes less and less the more we meditate. So in the beginning, it may be 10 minutes and then it reduces to 8 minutes, then it can reduce to 7 minutes, then it can reduce to 5 minutes, and then it can reduce to 1 minute, and then it's easier to get into a meditative state. And you can get into this meditative state anywhere. You don't have to sit in a lotus position to do this. You can be walking, you can be just basically in a grocery store. You can be anywhere and tap into this meditative state. So as you get more in tune with yourself, with your higher self, then it's much easier to get into a meditative state. I kind of lost track of what number that was, but let's continue. The next tip I have for you, don't come for me on this one though. I already know, like, please just don't come for me. But a lot of times we cope with stress in unhealthy ways. We may pick up drinking, alcohol, smoking, or even some people may use sex as an outlet for stress. And in some ways, these things are unhealthy habits for coping. These things are unhealthy habits for coping because every time you stress, you may have this habit that you always go back to, and you aren't really dealing with the problems or the issues that you may have, because these things can end up masking what is really going on. It can be an escapism that we use drugs, alcohol, sex to get away from the real issue, or to really confront these issues, because until we really confront them, until we really process them within ourselves, we cannot move past them. It's just gonna still be there as a stressor that can easily be triggered. So the next tip I have, of course, is to have a healthy hobby. This can be, like I said, working out. Like if you like to go boxing, that can be like your thing that you do. Or you can have a painting hobby, or your hobby can be dance lessons or tennis or some type of sport. So those are just some ways to deal with your stress. Another way to deal with stress is talking to somebody. I know in the Black community, especially years ago, I feel like the millennials are more open to this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but therapy or speaking to someone, speaking to a therapist, has always been kind of cliche, or kind of like there's been a stigma on it in the Black community. So I'm super happy that more Black people are willing to reach out and talk and actually go to therapy or talk to a loved one or somebody that they trust. But this is super great for helping to reduce stress, because now those feelings and the things that are on your mind can actually come to the surface. You can express them. You can hear yourself and the narrative that you've created for whatever the stressor is, and it helps to release that and let it out, so you don't have it bogged up inside. Because a lot of times we are in stress for a lot longer than we need to be, because we don't express what is stressing us out. If something is bothering you, it's not what you say, but how you say it. You need to, and this is self-love, express how you feel. You keeping it inside is not helping anybody. It's definitely not helping you. So communication is super important. Expressing it, if you don't want to express it to the person, express it to somebody who you trust. And it might not be about another person. It may be just about what you're going through. And this is why a lot of times when I come home from like a stressful day, I just talk to my mom and I just let it all out. And I feel better after. Or to even my boyfriend, like I talk to him a lot. He gets a lot of that stress relief. He offers his ears as a way for me to relieve my stress, and I truly appreciate that. So just speaking to someone you trust, letting it out. Even if you don't speak to someone directly, you can even just talk it out. That helps. When you're just alone, you can just speak and express how you feel and let it out. Why am I stuttering like that? But yes, let it out, get it off your chest. The next tip I have for you is to go easy on yourself. We are so hard on ourselves. A lot of times we are our worst critics. So for that, you need to be kind to yourself. Allow yourself to be a beginner at times. Allow yourself to go through things and be able to communicate and express yourself and be true to yourself. Sorry, the light is automatic, so it goes off, but I actually like it better like this. It's okay to have a sense of humor, to laugh and laugh things off instead of taking them so personally. So that is a great way to just kind of be light on yourself, be lighthearted, allow yourself to laugh sometimes. And my grandma used to say this, and I remember it, and I use this quote all the time. You have to take bad things, make laugh. Like, so basically you have to take the bad things that are going on, or something bad that may be going on in your life, and laugh about it and make it into like a joke. Because sometimes, we can be too serious, and life can be too serious and too stressful. So we have to make those bad things and turn them into laughs. The next tip I have for you to deal with stress is to eliminate the stressors. And this can be a little difficult because some things we just can't get rid of. Say it's your boss that is stressing you out. One way for you to eliminate the stressor is to get another job or start looking for something better to set yourself up, because this might be that thing that's, you know, pushing you out of the door of that place so you can open yourself to better opportunities for yourself. I'm not going to say everybody is has an entrepreneurial mindset, but if you do, then maybe this might be the trigger that is, you know, trying to push you out so you can start your own business. The next thing is, like, if it's one of your family members or somebody that you work with, it could just be a coworker. Stop communicating with this person. To, you know, keep your distance. Maybe change your shift so you're not around it and not, you know, triggered by the stressor or whatever it may be. Also, in this situation, you want to make sure, because a lot of times when we are stressed out, we think in that mindset of lack, like, oh, this is never going to happen. I'm never going to get a new job. Like, I can't get rid of this person. We come up with so many excuses, and we try to justify the reason why this won't change. And I want to tell you, you need to change your mindset. Change your mindset, because whatever we want, we can bring into reality, and we know this. So in that moment when you're stressed and now is the time to start manifesting something new, we have to remember that we are abundant, we are prosperous. The lack mindset, you put out that energy, and that's the energy you're gonna get back. But if you put out that energy for abundance and prosperity, and you're always elevating, there's always an opportunity for growth, then you know what's gonna happen? We're gonna attract growth. We're gonna attract abundance. We're gonna attract prosperity. We're gonna keep attracting more and more of that. So make sure you remove that stressor and change your mindset. So those are my 10 tips on how to deal with stress. And I really hope that they helped you. What are some ways that you deal with stress? Comment down below, because we are not being stressed out. We are too blessed to be stressed. Thank you for joining me on this video. I look forward to seeing you guys in next week's video. And before I go, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Someone else is dealing with stress and they need the tips on how to deal with it. So share this video. This video is sponsored by Cuties Undies. I've been using Cuties Undies for a few months now, and I must say I really love it. And there's just so many things that I have to make my own, like its own video to kind of explain everything about it. But they're disposable underwear. They're made with 100% cotton, and they're just like super easy, and it has this gel formula in it that kind of just like, it just changes the game. You never feel like you're wet down there. You feel dry all the time, and it's just the best. So visit their website at www.cutiesundies.com. I'll link it down below, and check them out. They have a promotion right now where you can get a Cuties Undies kit for free. So check them out right now. Let me know what you think about the actual pad and the formula, because honestly, I love it, and I think that you would too.